the first step to making these skillet pasta recipes is to make some sauces. Now I prefer to make my sauces homemade, but you could always skip this step and use jarred sauces if you want to. So I'm going to be making this creamy, almost like a vodka pasta sauce. So the first thing I'm going to do is add some garlic, shallots, and olive oil into a frying pan, and then I'm just going to saute this up until it becomes nice and golden. And then I'm going to be adding some fresh bruschetta mix that I had made earlier in the week. So this is just tomatoes, garlic, basil, salt, and pepper mixed together with a little bit of olive oil. So I'm just going to add this into the skillet as well. Once this cooks down a little bit, I'm going to be adding just a jar of tomato sauce, just plain marinara sauce. You can use a can of crushed tomatoes if you would like to, that's fine, but this is just pre-seasoned, so I just added that in. And then to give it some creaminess, I'm going to add the coconut cream out of a can of coconut milk. So it usually does separate. You could add the whole can in if you want. I just didn't want it to be too liquidy, so I just scooped out the cream and popped that in, as well as some nutritional yeast. So I'm just gonna mix that all together, and this is going to be my creamy sauce that's gonna go into my skillet bags. So these pastas are just going to essentially be like a dump and go that you keep in your freezer. It's going to have pre-cooked pasta. The sauce is going to be pre-portioned out in little cubes, and then I'm also going to add a veggie in here. You could also add a protein if you want. You could kind of customize these and make them however you want. So you could just dump them in a skillet after like a busy work day, and you'll have dinner ready in like 15 minutes. I wanted these to take even less time to heat up as boiling water for fresh pasta would take. The next sauce I'm going to be making is a lemon wine sauce. So I'm just going to be starting with some vegan butter as well as some olive oil. And then I'm just going to be melting that down and adding some flour to make a roux. Once that roux has thickened, I'm just going to add some white wine. You could use cooking wine if you don't want to use real wine, or you could just use vegetable broth if you don't want to use wine at all. But I'm just going to be thinning this out with some wine until it is a nice consistency. And then I'm going to be adding some better than bouillon, some lemon zest, and lemon juice to give it that lemony flavor. The last ingredient is going to be just some dried parsley flakes. You can use fresh parsley if you want to, or you can use any other herb that you would like. Once your sauces have cooled down completely, I'm going to use these ice cube trays that have a little silicone bottom to them. I could link similar ones down below that you could get off of Amazon, and I just like to freeze these sauces in little ice cubes. This makes it so much easier when you are heating everything up. Instead of freezing already sauced pasta, I feel like the pasta absorbs all the sauce and then it gets kind of goopy and gross. This kind of makes it so that it all melts together as if it were fresh. So I really liked this method when I experimented with it, and I thought it came really good. And this is the same thing you see in like the Trader Joe's frozen pasta bags. You'll see like tiny little cubes of sauce that just kind of melt into everything as you heat it up. So once you fill all of your ice cube trays with your sauce, you're just going to throw it in the freezer for a couple hours until it's completely solid, and then we will move on to the next step. So in these bags, I have pre-portioned out already cooked al dente pasta. So I do undercook the pasta just a little bit so it has a bite to it. And for this particular recipe, I decided to roast some broccoli in the air fryer with just some garlic powder, salt, and pepper. You can use any other vegetable that you like. If you wanted to use roasted zucchini or asparagus, if you wanted to add some tempeh or tofu to this, you definitely could. However you would like your pasta, I'll probably add a protein alongside of it, maybe some roasted chickpeas or something like that. So I'm just going to add that in, and then I'm going to add my sauce cubes. So for this next one, I'm just going to take again my pre-cooked pasta, and this time I sauteed some spinach with some garlic and salt and pepper. And I'm just going to add that to the bag, and then I'm going to add my sauce cubes. You don't even have to defrost this. When you want to heat it up, you're just going to take everything, pour it out into a skillet, and just heat it through, and it's that simple. I'm sure you can even do it in the microwave if you didn't want to do it in a skillet, but I have not tried that. So if you do try that, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys like this, and let me know if you think of any recipes that you want to see next. Bye guys.